one of the big main components that really stuck out to me was the fighting style. When we got to, the whole Bullseye, and instead of going down, because the original series, when they had the hallway scene, it was a hallway scene and then the staircase, but they were going down.
Yeah.
This one is there sitting up in order to obviously get to the roof, which is obviously much more difficult to kind of film and throwing different knives at each other. Daredevil got stabbed like 50 times within this whole thing.
So many
And
knives
he's
in his
fighting.
body.
So many knives. And I love that there's an asthma, like both of them are just having asthma attacks in between each fight. He's like, wait, I can't stand. Give me a minute. Here's another knife. The poor neighbors are coming out of their apartment, which is like, who does that? See, this is a white neighborhood because it was the black and I think the Hispanical part. They'd have just kept their doors closed. Like, oh no, something's happening. Stay inside. But they're like, hey, hello, what's going on out there? So they're all dead too, the neighbors. What was your thoughts on this fighting style?
Well, you actually make a couple of good points with that fighting stuff. So cinematically, it looked
Uh-huh.
amazing. Like the whole one shot and the camera panning back, and they're just following, going up the stairs, and every now and then catching a breath and kind of just throwing something at each other real quick, and then moving back up again. I didn't like the actual fighting. Well, once they started like climbing up the stairs, sorry, I didn't like the actual fighting then because it was so slow, and it was just them catching their breaths. Like it was a couple of like and then and so I was just like come on now. So it was like the whole shot and everything was cool, but once they started climbing up the building, it things kind of slowed down. I think it was more meant to be more emotional and more
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to even put it, but I guess just more tense. It wasn't meant to be like cool fighting scenes. It was meant to be like it's Bullseye and Daredevil again, and it's supposed to be tense and their hatred for each other. So it was just them bashing on each other. Yeah, but by the time they got to like the seventh floor or whatever it was, like freaking Matt had like 6 or 7 freaking knives sticking out of him. How he's still just a regular human being. How he's still able to do this, I don't know. But again, comic books, so it is what it is. But like this dude looks like a pincushion and he's still going. So the fight itself was okay. It was more of just like a tense scene that was really well done. And cinematically it was well done, but like the fight itself was just like, all right, come on now, y'all climbing the same flight of stairs over and over and over again. Let's just get to the roof already.
What?
And that's when it gets good. It gets emotional. He's like asking Bullseye, like, why did you do this? Why are you here? And Bullseye is just pats him on the back and it's just like,
But see, what I loved about it was just how realistic it was. Because it's again, you're going up the stairs, which is way more cardio output than it is down the stairs.
yeah.
And those hallways are narrow, and there's knives going everywhere, so you have to do arm distance of how much you're going to stab each other. So I thought it was just incredibly realistic, and everyone's having asthma attack. It worked for me, and
Also,
it is that
it's been what
repetitiveness.
6,
Yeah.
7 years since the last season. Has it been?
6.5.
So like, yeah, they're older. Like they're not gonna be in
Exactly.
as better shape as they were back then.
They're old. And then of course, and then also not just the staircase part. Remember when he came through the window and they're fighting, and you
Mm-hmm.
see all those bodies just randomly drop, and the smoke is everywhere. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that looked so good,
Mm-hmm.
cinematography wise.
Mm-hmm.
That was just gorgeous, and them following them up the stairs. It worked so well for me. I was like, this was the moment where I'm like, oh, we're back. And then he just yeeted him off the building. I'm like, oh, we're really back.
I think for me, maybe I guess they were, in my point of view, they were just trying to uh, bring back that same feeling we had from that old season's fight scene. Like, and I think
Uh-huh.
they tried, and for me, they kind of failed. Like, I'm not saying it was a bad scene. I'm just saying that they're trying to reenact pretty much the same feeling that we had before in that other long combat scene from which I don't know which season that was. Third season, second season, I don't know. but
First season.
I feel like they were just trying to bring back that feeling, and I was just like, no, it's been done. They're just going up the stairs instead of down the stairs. So I think I don't know. I think that it could have been the fight. The fighting itself could have been done better, emotionally and cinematically. I think it was done perfectly fine.
What did you want? Like kung fu fighting
But
of
that's what Daredevil
Matrix
is.
style building
That's
climbing?
what Daredevil is. He's flipping and jumping all around the place, and he's like, twirling his
Where is
thing
he flipping and
everywhere.
jumping in a narrow staircase?
You
And
can
you
still,
mean to say it's unrealistic? You've lived in New York City. You know what those narrow staircases are.
yeah, of
It's a
course,
tenement building. This is not like someone's penthouse.
yeah. Still,
We're
still,
really
still doesn't change my mind.
okay. Fine. Then how about this though? The whole first portion of the episode is about nostalgia.
Hmm.
So you can't get mad if they throw in a scene that's very nostalgic, which is the fighting up the stairs instead of down, going up the stairs.
I'm not
So
mad.
that's how they really win.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed that they would try it, and it didn't. I didn't exhibit the same feeling I had as before. It was more of just like, oh, they're old. They're not moving that much. They're moving up the stairs, and it's just like, oh, okay. It was almost like watching that last John Wick movie, because like that last John Wick movie was an amazing movie. I would watch it again and again and again. But you can see Keanu Reeves' age. You can see that he does not move the same way in the original John Wick movies. So it was almost like that same feeling when they were going up those stairs. It was just like, ooh, like they're not moving like they used to.
Criminalizing people because they old. Oh my God. Ah, you suck. I thought it was wonderful. But yeah,